Tim Kotzman here at Mad Bitcoin Summit with Carmen from Venady. Carmen, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Tim, for your time.
Maybe let's start with your background. Like, what's your background? How did you trip and fall over Bitcoin? Or was it very intentional? And then all the way to here with Venady.
Exactly. How did I end up here? No?
Yeah.
So I've only been in Vanadi since January as director of investors relations. And I actually met the president of the company nearly 7 years ago. He knew my profile, like he did like me. And obviously, I was a Bitcoiner before joining. It was my background is mainly on global logistics and international business, import and export. And it was then when I discovered Bitcoin as an asset. When you had to do money from around the world to very, very far away, destinies, like for example, say Spain and China or, any other countries. And you saw how hard it was to move fiat, in around different regions really, but also jurisdictions, no? Because at the end, every country has their different, you know, ways to implement those laws.
Mhm.
So that's what Carmen actually started, being friends with Bitcoin or realizing what Bitcoin is and the asset that it can be. And then thankfully, well, I followed Vanadi's path and I'm here now. So,
Very cool. So, what is Venady doing? What's the kind of the short to medium term stated goal? I know we're stacking Bitcoin, but uh, maybe you can illuminate us.
okay, so Vanadi is the first and only Bitcoin treasury company listed in Spain. Obviously, our main goal is to have as much Bitcoin as possible. We have a long term goal, which is 10,000 Bitcoin. And right now, we're on the stage of, we've been accumulating for a year, is 213 we have on sheet. And we're looking into growing faster if we can, because we want to get the size, to be able to be on where the big ones are. Vanadi comes from, and this is the backstory of Vanadi, I'm sure you know, comes from a coffee chain that was already listed on the Spanish market. And it's then when we pivot to the Bitcoin treasury strategy. We still maintain coffee shops as we can't in Spain, of course, be listed only with a Bitcoin treasury pure strategy. So we maintain the core business, the commercial and industrial business. But yeah, our main goal is to stack as much Bitcoin as possible. Don't sell.
That's important.
Yes,
The don't sell part.
exactly. And especially, I feel like part of our mission, and especially mine, is to position Europe as well in the Bitcoin environment. Because we've seen it in Las Vegas or in other conferences where you see that literally 75% of this market is in the US. And, the other 25 is for the rest of the world. So for me and from Vanadi, I feel like we want to position as well, not only Spain, but Europe, in that work frame and, be open to those investors as well that come from not only the US, but other countries to see the opportunity and everything that's going on here in Europe.
So let me get this straight. Venady is literally my two favorite things, coffee and Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm like embarrassed that I didn't know that. Now I'm so excited.
Yes, we have our coffee shops in Alicante, which is where the company is based. It's a city in Spain. And yeah, you're more than welcome to go visit.
I mean, it's pretty cool to be able to walk into a Bitcoin business.
So you can-
What are you excited about for the rest of 2026? Anything coming up that you can disclose or tease? And also, where is the best place for people to reach out to you and or to the company to connect?
Of course. So 2026, I feel a lot is going to be going on. We have a lot of events that are around Europe, especially, the main ones. We all know them. Um, but also in terms of investor, I myself am director of investor relations. So feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, I'm on X, and I'm quite active there. So I'll be more than happy to schedule any meeting, especially with investors, but with other people that are curious about what we do and the business model we do. And I feel like big things are coming up, we've seen last month like 20% on the upgrade on Bitcoin. So I feel you know, like we're gonna not only have more value of Bitcoin, but I also felt this past year and what's been of 2026 that the community is growing a lot.
Mm.
The Bitcoin community is growing. People are starting to see what's going on and to see the value on what we do. And I feel that is so important for the people to know, especially on our country now, because it's Spain, and I always try to go home. But in general, in Europe and in the world, I mean, Bitcoin is an asset that, if you haven't seen it yet, I feel like it's the moment to reopen the eyes and be like, this is a place where I should be, especially investment wise, which is obviously my part. But in general, I feel like we still we still have a long way to go.
One last question. I have Aldana right in my mind. How is it? I mean, you're from this area, you live in this area. How cool is it to have the first ever Bitcoin conference in Madrid? And what has it been like? There's a couple hundred people here. Um, Give us a little on the ground reporting update.
Yes. So for me, it's an honor because I do live here in the city and I'm based in Madrid. So finally having the first institutional event around Bitcoin tells you a lot as well about the Bitcoin and in general financial education there is here. So I am more than thrilled to finally have it here and, being set up and making a point of reference as well in Spain and in the area we're in, that, Bitcoin is coming to balance sheets of very wealthy and very important people, and there's a reason for that.
Mhm.
So like my message to the people would be, look into who is getting into Bitcoin now, and I'm sure there is a reason why they're doing it. So for me, it's an honor to have this here, an honor to be working with Aldona as well, because I do work with her myself, and I consider her a friend and an incredible entrepreneur and woman in Bitcoin. So more than happy to be here.
Yeah. Seems like it's an okay time. Always a good time to buy Bitcoin, but maybe buy low, sell never.
Yes.
Buy low, sell never.
Well,
Buy now, sell never.
exactly. Or I just heard from Alex from Capital V. He said, if you sell, you have to buy more than you sold, right?
Yep.
For me, it's a non-selling policy. Honestly, if you can, within everything that's happening with strategy now, and we get that they're a functional business that obviously they have to work.
Yep.
But I heard a phrase, and for me, this is like a phrase that I have stuck with me, especially in the investments environment, and it's the best day to start investing is today.
That's a great place to leave it. Carmen from Vanadi, thank you so much for your time
Thank
today.
you, Tim.
Appreciate you joining us.
Thanks a million.
Thank you.